What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we have a massive release reaction for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Welcome back to massive release reactions. It has been quite some time, but I'm super excited to get caught up. We have a pretty much full July and also half of August here to try to catch up on. So the goal is to do these every Sunday until we get caught up. So really excited for this, as we've had a bunch of great releases this summer, and I'm really excited to cover them all and see what we got going here. So let's go ahead and get started as usual. So here we go. We are starting here with InFlight, and of course they have a bunch of good ones. So let's go ahead and get started here in their 1 to 200 offerings. Starting right here with the Qantas Boeing 747-400 Victor Hotel November Lima Hotel and the British Airways lease delivery. So a really cool one, of course. I think this is kind of a Project Utopia hybrid aircraft. Looks really nice here. You can definitely see with the old Captain Dark 747 right here with the Navy down here. A really cool looking plane. I think that's a really cool one for InFlight to do to spice it up a little bit. So great start to the release, and another really good one here to start for InFlight. And then we're going to be looking at our new aircraft that are shipping, so let's go ahead and look at those. Finally got the American E321neo. That came a little bit faster than I expected, but it has been a while, in fact. It looks really good. Would certainly like to get that, so it looks really good. We have covered these in the past, so I'll go fairly fast to keep it pretty efficient. We got the Iran Air 747-200. Good-looking aircraft. They did a good job on that. And we also have the American Airlines 727-200 in the Astrojet livery. Nice to see that one get done. They did a really good job on that. Would like to get that at some point, but certainly have a bunch of other aircraft that we're going to have to get in the process. So yeah, looking good though regardless. We have the Mexicana Airbus A320, good looking aircraft. They did a good job there. Followed by a 727-200, both these with their respective names. This one also looks really good, and I think they did a nice job on that aircraft. Then we have the Alitalia Retro Airbus A321. I don't remember seeing this one, but I'm sure it was there. But this turned out really cool, and they did a really good job representing Alitalia there, so I really like that. Followed by Continental 727-200 in the meatball livery. So very cool to see that one as well. Very, very nice model, and I bet they did a really good job on that. Actually seeing it, the pictures can only talk so much, so looking good. And we already have looked over the Gemini, so we won't look over that too much. So we'll just go ahead and scroll through there, make sure we didn't miss anything. And that's all she wrote for the first round of InFlight. So certainly a very efficient start there, right there. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at some JC Wings releases. So let's go ahead and see what they've been up to this summer. Excited to see what they're on deck for. So starting with their 1 to 200 offerings, here's a Pan Am Airbus A310. Good looking aircraft. I think they did a nice job on that one. So certainly very glad to see that one getting done here by none other than JC Wings. And we're going to follow that up with the Singapore Airbus A380-800. This is 9 Victor Sierra Kilo Victor. Another really nice looking aircraft. Very glad to see this one getting done as well. So a very good job right here by none other than the great company of JC Wings. Sorry, this probably needs to be a little bit more direct faced so you can hear me a little bit better. Here's the Monolith Airbus A340-600 9 Hotel Papa Echo and the thank you livery. Very cool to see that. NHS. Love to see that there from JC Wings. Good effort. And continued by a DHL Air Hong Kong Boeing 747-400 freighter. This is Bravo Hotel Uniform Sierra. So yet another really cool aircraft. Looking good despite, looks like maybe a little bit of wing flex there on their 200 mold, but still looks really good. And we have a Scandinavian Airbus A321neo. This is going to be Sierra Echo Delta Mike Romeo. So very nice to see this aircraft as well. I always love that combo for the A321neo and Scandinavian. So I think that's a great choice there for JC. And we have the Adria Airways McDonnell MD-82 registered Yankee uniform Alpha November Bravo. So yet another really nice aircraft with that polished belly look. I even think it says DC-9 on the tail right there. How about that for a MD-80? Having that's very cool. Next up, we have the Finnair Cargo Doubles DC-915 freighter. This is Oscar Hotel Lima Yankee Hotel. I really like how bold the windows are in this. I think they did a really good job representing that. Really bold. It looks like Finland to me. So a nice job there by JC Wings. And next up, we have the Martin Air McDonnell MD-82 Papa Hotel Mike Charlie Delta. So yet another great looking aircraft. Very happy to see that one done. And they continue to get a really nice scope here on the various DC-9s, A321neos, you name it. So JC Wings really diverse 1 to 200 offerings here. And they're going to continue to add to that with yet another 747 freighter. This is going to be a Cathay Pacific or Cathay Dragon Cargo, I believe. Dragon Air Cargo, that's what they call it here. So good looking aircraft as well. Very simple, but it certainly gets the job done. So glad to get to see that as well. And here's the Lufthansa Star Alliance Airbus A320 coming to fruition, Delta Alpha India Quebec Sierra with the whitetail. Like the look at this A320 mold. I think they do a good job on it. Certainly interesting to see this one speck of blue here with the Lufthansa titles and then the White Star Alliance tail, although I think it's a pretty sleek looking combo. You also do have the gray engines, which kind of makes it look interesting, but it certainly looks nice. Our 1-400 pre-order list encompasses various aircraft. This is one I would probably like to get. This is the Straight Wings House Boeing 777-9X, so November 779 X-Ray Yankee. So certainly would like to get one of these in a MAX 10 at some point following the visit to Seattle Everett Field. How cool was that? So looking nice that they're continuing to get on these 777-9 offerings and obviously all the future aircraft to come. In addition to the flaps down Air India 747-400 Victor Tango Echo Sierra Oscar. So very cool to see this and kind of lining up well with their newest delivery that will be coming to fruition very soon. So certainly getting after it here with this aircraft. It looks very nice. So they certainly have gone way above and beyond what they typically have done in the past with their livery. So pretty interesting right there. And the standard one, of course, because it's JC Wings. What more could you expect? Following that, we have a Middle East Airlines Airbus A321neo. This is Tango 7 Mike Echo 3. That is a heck of a tail number. However, this is the 10,000th A320 family aircraft. So, of course, not the A321neo's 10,000 aircraft because that would be unrealistic at this point in time. 10,000 Airbus A320 series aircraft have been made, including the A319, A320, A320neo, A3 21 and all of those. So here we go here for the MEA 321neo. So looking good right there for that offering. That takes us into Omni Air International Boeing 767-200. This is November 225 Alpha X-Ray in the Aer Lingus hybrid colors. So cool to see that. I think these have been operating some various international segments, which is really cool. I think they've been doing some for British Airways over the summer, and I think Aer Lingus also got a piece of it. So very cool to see that and a good use of the aircraft there for Omni International. Okay, next up we have the flaps down Norse Atlantic Airways Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, Lima November Foxtrot November Bravo. So really cool to see this. I'm trying to remember if this is the first Norse Atlantic aircraft to be done here in 1-400. I can't recall another one being done, but I could have missed something for sure from Aviation400 or something. So nevertheless, very cool to see this getting done, and I'm excited to see how Norse can make an impact on the whole aviation industry. So we have the flaps down in the standard because yes. Followed by a Nok Air ATR 72-500 Hotel Sierra Delta Romeo Charlie. So a very colorful aircraft. I like the choice here. I think the tail's kind of cool. So good looking aircraft right there. I'm glad to see some more ATRs coming to fruition here for JC Wings. So looking very good with this aircraft. And that takes us into a French Air Force Airbus A330-200 Foxtrot Uniform Juliet Charlie Tango. Very cool. So yet another very simple but good looking Air Force aircraft, and certainly glad to see JC Wings continuing to spread their wings, especially in those military and cargo departments, really important areas that sometimes can't have been neglected in the past by other manufacturers, but certainly has been a full scope here as Gemini has continued to make efforts in those departments, JC Wings, and then you have engine models also really helping out there. So glad to see all that, especially on the various ones that they've done in the past for the 330s. So great set here from JC Wings, a really nice diverse scope. I really like the choices, and I think they did a good job there on those. Our next one's up, more Aviation 400 and 200. I think we may have had some InFlight200s because they seem to release every single week. So let's go ahead and see what we have next here. Beginning with our InFlight 1-200 pre-orders, we have a RAF UK Air Force C-130J30, and this is a Hercules 56-year retirement tail. So certainly very cool to see this aircraft. I really like the how bold the green is. You can really get into detail on all those digital camo liveries, but I think this one really represents what they're going for here. Nice and simple, and of course you had that decal here for the 56-year retirement. So very cool aircraft, and certainly very glad to get to see that done here in 1-200. Following that up, we have a KC-10A extender. How cool is this for the U.S. Air Force? So unfortunate to hear that these are getting retired, if I heard correctly, but certainly a really nice aircraft, and they've had a heck of an impact. So glad to see InFlight representing it here with this release. And we have an Eastern Boeing 747-100 November 737 Pop Alpha, kind of an ironic tail number. Very cool to see this aircraft. Really like the 747 for Eastern there. That's a good choice, and I think that'll be a hot seller there for InFlight. So very good choice for them right there. And following that, we have a brand new international Boeing 727-100, November 300, Bravo November. A very cool release here. So very glad to see them doing this. I think this is a really good choice here for in-flight. This brand hasn't really got a bunch of 1-200 love lately. So I think this is a great choice for them, and excited to see this one getting done after one of the blue ones I think got done in 1-200 previously. So glad to see them continuing to get the full scope in here. Okay, we have a Pan Am Boeing 727-100, or sorry, 707-100, goodness. November 710 Papa Alpha, yet another really cool aircraft, a nice simple looker, you know, really screams that 50s, 60s vibes. So I really feel like this fits the need for those way back collectors, and I'm very excited to, I would like to get a model like that sometime. So really cool to see that one done here by InFlight. And we continue on into the UK Air Force E3 Delta variant, a D Century. So very cool to see that. Very used to the B variant, but here's the D. Very cool to see this, as the E3 is a very, very cool airplane. So certainly glad that they're representing that here with this UK Air Force offering. And then we have the South African Airways Airbus A350-900 Zulu Sierra Sierra Delta Delta. I like that release. That's a good one. So nice, simple looking 350, and InFlight always has a diverse offering. So certainly something for everybody here, as you can see. Next up, we have the Austrian Airlines Airbus A340-300. This is Oscar Echo Lima Alpha Lima. Very cool to see this aircraft as well. A nice, simple, bold livery to really represent the region. So certainly love to see that right there from Austrian. And that takes us into the Brussels Airlines Airbus A330-300. So we're really getting quite a few cool heavies here. This is Oscar Sierra Foxtrot November. So really hitting on a bunch of different areas. Brussels doesn't get a ton of representation here in 1-200. So I think this is a really helpful offering here. Very nice, especially with their various liveries and whatnot. I'm going to try my best with this airline. I'm not great with it. I'm thinking it's Ukrainian, I think. Hopefully I said that kind of right. Airways Airbus A321 Neo. This is UK 32102. Quite a tail number right there. Another really cool livery with a really nice offering there. They certainly have one of the more unique liveries for 2023. So glad to see that one getting offered here for in-flight. And then we have our Aviation 400, starting here with the ANA Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner Juliet Alpha 894 Alpha rolling detachable wheels. Very cool. So, and of course in the Pokemon livery. So very cool to see this. Would certainly love to get one of these to continue to expand on my interactive aircraft in general. That's anything from flaps down to, of course, the actual interactive series from Gemini Jet. So it's been super, super fun. I would love to make a video on this sometime, so much so that I'm going to make a note of it here as we're talking. Just a moment. Sorry guys, trying to come up with all the great content ideas I can while filming, but when it comes to this, you know, it's been so cool in 1-400 to see all these new pieces coming to the scale. So like flaps down, obviously interactive series aircraft, seeing rolling detachable landing gear has been something that we've never seen. We've obviously had normal landing gear that I've detached from Dragon Wings in the past, obviously, but seeing that they're rolling is really cool, and certainly love to get one of these at some point. So that is the goal, and I'm also writing that down. I have some models here that I would like to add to my list since it's been so busy this summer. I've kind of missed out on some of them. So A400, this is a 787 would be great. So very cool to see that one. That's a very good release right there for Aviation400 to kick this off. Okay, here we go for our next one. Yet another one. This is going to be the Boeing House 77-9 Dreams livery. So I'm really like the Dreams Take Flight livery. I think it's a really cool one. So this certainly would be another one that sparks my interest. So a really good looking aircraft right here. Really good choice, and really excited to see how these come out. I would love to do a assessment on that mold. That's got to be a really cool one. So looking good right there. Very, very cool for in-flight to continue. We're on Aviation 400 now to continue to enhance the 1-400 scale landscape. So very cool to see that. We're going to be complementing that with another popular offering, the Radiad Boeing 77-9 with their new livery on November 8572 Charlie. I don't know why it's a US reg, but that's certainly very cool. It might be a test reg. That would be my best guess. But very cool to see all these Dreamliners, and it's going to be really cool to see how the detachable landing gear work and how fluid they are and everything. So looking forward to that, and this will be a great offering for those collectors. NG also recently did it, so that's also nice. How about the Hawaiian offering too? This might be my choice. Really cool to see this one as well. Excited to see Hawaiian getting the Dreamliner very soon, and that'll be a great component. I also want to say huge thoughts and prayers go out to everybody dealing, or just the whole situation in Maui. That is super sad. I can't even speak on how devastating that is. That is a really pretty part of the country. So the fact that and everybody that's been affected by it there is really sad. So just want to say huge thoughts and prayers to everybody in that situation. Also just for the whole state. That's just crazy. But nevertheless, really cool to see this Hawaiian getting done here. And that's going to be a really nice aircraft here by Aviation400. We're going to be taking it into the German Air Force Airbus A350-900 next. This is going to be 10+02. Very cool to see this done. Gemini jets and NG models have done this in the past, so we'll see how Aviation400's version comes out. So hopefully it looks good, and certainly nice for anybody that missed those two from I think that was probably 3 years ago at this point. Man, time is just moving. It's not even funny at this point. Oh, we have an Airbus house livery, Airbus A330-900 Neo. This is Foxtrot Whiskey Tango Tango November. This also has detachable gear. So how cool is that? So I'm going to make a note of that because I would love to see how this one works too. And I don't have an A330 Neo from the great company of Aviation400. So would love to see how this mold came out for them and get after that. We will be getting a new A330 Neo mold into my collection soon, so stay on the lookout for an unboxing of that. Next up, we have the Air China Airbus A320. This is Bravo 8743. I don't know if this is their first A320 and 400 or not, but nevertheless, very cool to see this. This might be the debut of it, or it might be right here around it, but very cool to see this regardless. I'm really excited for the possibilities that this mold brings for Aviation400. I'm excited to see how they're doing this Air China offering and many more. So really cool mold, IE engines and the sharklets for this one. So looking good with the effort right there. That'll proceed us into the Starlux Airbus A330-900 Neo. This is going to be Bravo 58302 with also the rolling detachable landing gear. Very cool to see this one. Of course, quite a few of the A350s have got done, so they get the A330 Neo. It's a huge get. So good job, Aviation400. I have to say, they have really came in and really filled a really cool void of 1-400 scale with the quality and popularity combo. They have really killed in those departments. So really value Aviation400's efforts in 1-400, and I'm excited to see what aircraft we have next for them because they continue to do a great job. That's actually the last one, but nevertheless, a really cool set here with a nice variety of aircraft. I'm really excited for these detachable landing gear aircraft. That'll be a really cool component. I can't think of any successful rolling landing gear, rolling landing gear and detachable gear companies. So hopefully Aviation400 can be that company. So we'll have to see. Our next on the list is going to be more JC Wings. So let's go ahead and see what JC Wings has on docket for us. Let me get this centered here. Trying. That's close. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. It just bothers me. I'm sorry. It just bothers me so much when it's not centered. One more to the left. There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Let's get this scrolling here. I'm trying to get it locked in. Come on. Sometimes when I roll up like 15 times, it'll finally do it. Okay, here we go for the JC Wings future releases. So starting here in 1-200, we're going to start with the flaps down Airbus House Cargo Airbus A350 freighter. Very cool to see that they're doing the 350 freighter. I think this will be a really cool aircraft to catch. So I'm excited to see how this one will come out. Really excited. I love innovating on my collection. You guys have probably noticed that with my unboxing videos lately. I've really been trying to. The US aircraft are really cool, and there's a bunch of cool ones, and you guys will be seeing a review on this guy here pretty soon, the American Airlines 77-9 Dreamliner in 1-200 scale. Great model. But what I've been trying to do as well, not only the I did a couple of years of building up the American Airlines collection and everything. What I want to keep doing with my collection is continue to add unique pieces to it to make it really diverse, and that's what this aircraft stands out to me quite a bit, because I want to get more of these aircraft in their factory liveries as well. So that's another realm that has really been covered in immense detail lately. And I'm really excited for the Atlas Air Final 747 by NG. Definitely will be getting that, but it's aircraft like this I want to continue to build on. So especially after being to the Boeing facilities in the Seattle area, that's a great emphasis on it. And of course, Airbus obviously has all their Europe operations in Mobile, Alabama here in the United States. So this aircraft is one of those. Would love to get more like this. So factory aircraft has certainly also had a big impact there. So we'll make note of that because it's pretty important. So looking very good right there. And that's certainly nice to see. I didn't think this would turn into a homework assignment, but it kind of has for this video. So what can I say? We also have the normal one because I don't need to say a single word on that. Flaps down Radia Air Boeing 77-9 Dreamliner. So it looks like they followed up Aviation400. It's Phoenix, Aviation400, and JC Wings. Those three continue to just follow each other like a thumb. It's just, or whatever phrase you want to use, like a hog, I don't know. They just follow each other and just pretty much do whatever the other company does. They did that with the A380s last summer, and you're certainly seeing it here with the Radia Dreamliner. They certainly have got after that. So you see this one here, and you got the normal one because yes, but excited to see how JC's Wings versions comes out. So excited for that. Icelandair Dash 8 Q400, nice release. Tango Foxtrot X-Ray Alpha. That's a really clever one. Really cool to see the Icelandair billboard title so big down here, but I think that's a really good release. I really like the choice. The livery looks really nice, and Icelandair certainly does not get many of their regional aircraft done, so the fact that this is getting done here is really good. Although I guess it's not technically a, like Icelandair Express or anything. It's still the Icelandair brand. Their regional jets, I can't even remember them getting done. So that's really cool to see JC Wings doing that one. That's a really nice choice. And they're going to complement it with this Japan Airlines Boeing 767-300ER, Juliet Alpha 614, Tokyo 40 Dream Go Round livery. Certainly interesting one here. You obviously got some Mickey going on, so that's nice to see. So yet another really good offering there for JC Wings, and hopefully that one comes out good in 1-200. Yeah, we got Pikachu coming back here for the A787-9 Dreamliner, so it looks like everybody's getting on board with Pikachu. So nice to see JC Wings doing their version with flaps down and flaps up iterations. Nice to see that. And we have our 1-400s. We got a new mold. How about this? Antonov 2648. This is going to be for Ukraine Air Force. Very neat mold. It looks pretty interesting, but certainly glad to get to see this one. This is a really good looker, and I think that will be a great aircraft for everybody that's interested in it. So very cool. We've got so many new molds over the last 3-4 years, so it's really cool to see these companies and manufacturers continuing to add into their portfolios. So obviously the Antonov 26 isn't going to be a world beater when it comes to popularity, but it's really cool to see these particular voids getting filled in such a niche based market. So great job here by JC Wings. I really like the choice. We'll complement that with the Saudia Boeing 77-10 in the retro livery, Hotel Zulu Alpha Romeo 32. So glad to see Saudia getting into the retro department there. That's a cool livery. So I think that one will fill them well. Sorry about the itches. I don't know why they won't go away. So nevertheless, looking very good there. And we also have the flaps down because we do. And then we also had the Airbus House livery. So cool to see this one 1-400. Be kind of interested to get that one. I'm going to be eager to see how that aircraft comes out. So hopefully it's looking good. Once again, these two as well, so cool to see these. Love to see it. Here's a Cathay Pacific Cargo Boeing 747-400 freighter Bravo Hotel Uniform Oscar in the hybrid or interactive series aircraft on top of being the bare metal livery. So very cool to see that. I think that's a really cool choice. Very unique aircraft, especially adding that interactive component to it. So that's going to be an interesting one. Eager to see how that comes out. So hopefully they'll be able to execute that one to their fullest potential. Yet the Japan 767-300ER also transpires the 400. What more could you expect? And also Pikachu, because yes. And that's all she wrote. So yeah, really solid release here. A bunch of good choices. I like it. Really cool offerings, and those will certainly be very exciting there to get more variety here in our collection. So one more I think will be sufficient here for our video today, as I'm on a time frame, and Hobby Master is going to be a fun way to finish this up, to give us some military love for today, and then next week we'll come back around and do our next set. So let's go ahead and get started here with the new Hobby Masters, even though they're not really new anymore since they came out a month ago, but they're not going to be here till the winter and spring anyways, so this kind of works out. So here we go for our Hobby Master pre-orders. U.S. Navy F-14B Tomcat Victor Foxtrot 103, and this is going to be USS George Washington, July 2000, Jolly Rogers. Very cool aircraft. Glad to see that one. That's a good looker. Really like the F-14, so glad to see that the Navy's getting after that. The Navy National Museum is in Pensacola at that Air Force Base. That's a great museum. I got to go there. Highly recommend that one, along with the U.S. Air Force in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm sure there's more. So very cool to see that. Really cool aircraft. Navy's doing great work, so love to see it. RF-104G Starfighter EA plus 235 AG51. I won't say it all. You guys get the point. Really nice livery, though. Looks really cool. Got some really nice attributes to it there on that 104G. I think it's a good looking plane. I think that certainly will prove powerful here for Hobby Master. So very cool to see that one as well. Next aircraft at the bat is going to be the France 30IX. Certainly a very interesting choice here, but a good looker here. 2015 edition. I like the choice. I think there's some really good variety to be had with some value for those collectors. So cool to see that, and I think that's certainly a good looking aircraft right there. Next, we're to the Saran Air Force MiG-17F Fresno 1968. Yet another very unique offering here. Looks good. The MiGs are very unique planes. Great to finally get to see them at Oshkosh 2023. 23 variant particularly. Cool with the 17 though. It's a very cool plane. It certainly serves its purpose very well. So very cool to see that aircraft right there. Then we transpire into the Russian Navy Su-27 Papa. Very cool to see this aircraft as well, 2020 edition, and I think that's a really cool one there for the Russian Navy. Very nice. And we have the USN A1H Skyraider, the last combat mission aircraft here. Very cool for the Coral Sea 1967. These are very unique planes. They don't get done very often, so glad to see Hobbymaster fulfilling a big area here in the 1-200 or 172 landscape here for our Coral Sea collectors. So that's a very cool one yet again for the Navy. Love to see it. How about this Thai Air Force F111A Artifact? 430. It's a long addition there, but certainly a very cool one. Here we go with our digital camos finally showing up. We knew this was going to happen. Good looking aircraft. Glad to see that they're doing this one. I think this will be a very powerful release for them. So certainly looking forward to that, and hopefully that'll be a great aircraft for them. Very nice. And that is it for the Hobbymaster releases. So really nice consolidated efficient set here. I think they got some great choices in here. I love the variety they present, and I think there's a little something for everybody in this release. So certainly very glad to see that here to conclude today's release reaction. So really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Really appreciate you guys watching today. Again, thank you so much for the patience on the channel. In the last summer mid update, I kind of went into good detail about who knows when the real life content's coming back and everything, and I'm very hopeful to get that back on the road here very soon. Was glad to finally get some airliners videos complete, along with getting into the details on that. So excited to get that back into the routine. Obviously got more than enough trip ports and plenty of content. So once it all settles down here, again, it's going to be coming soon. Hopefully then we'll be able to get in a good schedule. So school's starting soon, so look forward to that. And then we got some fun events coming up in Tulsa and another trip coming up, so stay on the lookout for that. So looking forward to that, and then everything else to come. Really excited to get a Dallas video finally going. That's our next airport project on deck, so excited to get that back in the loop, along with obviously our unboxing videos. And then I have a long list of one-off model videos I want to work on. I want to work on a Gemini Jets versus NG Models 2023 edition video. I want to work on what we just talked about, Phoenix JC Wings, Phoenix JC Wings Aviation 400 competing. That would be another fun video. Definitely would love to talk about NG Models' interesting release choices lately, and just overall how they're handling their operation. I think that would be a fascinating topic to assess, and plenty of others. So certainly got a bunch of great ideas, and hopefully we'll be able to hit on many of those going into the fall here as more time will show up. Trying to get everything organized as well. There's just a bunch going on in life right now, but the good news is I got just an absolutely unbelievable healthy amount of backlog content, and excited to share that one piece at a time as I'm able to. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I really appreciate you guys watching, like I said. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do what you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.